Good evening. My name is Charis, and I am the pastor here at Burlington Lutheran, and welcome to Burlington Lutheran. Breathe Free series. And Edith, you get to be our third speaker of 4. And our first speaker was Jody Sparger and spoke on our status for those who are settlers as being welcomed. So we, as not being the first peoples in this land, white settlers were welcomed by those who were here first, and our posture can be that of welcomed guests. So that was our first talk, and it was awesome to start off with that topic. And then just on Sunday night, our second speaker was Jimena Berzal de Dios, who spoke on, she is an art historian at Western Washington University. She teaches there. And she spoke on hospitality in the book of Luke through the lens of Martha, of Mary and Martha, where Jesus tells Mary that she's chosen better. But what about this Martha story? And we got to view the understanding of Martha and her work through the art of other lenses and different theologians. It was very thought-provoking. So that was on Sunday night. And tonight we have Edith, who I'll get to in just a second. And then November 2nd, so not this Sunday, but next Sunday night, our fourth and final speaker will be Dr. James Allison. And he is a world-renowned theologian on several different theological topics. He is a Catholic priest and a scholar, and he lives in Spain. He's from the UK, and he happens to be on a US tour, and we are his last stop. So it's a little bit of a amazing thing that we will have him here. But the caliber of all of our speakers has just been wonderful. So tonight we have Edith Carias. Did I get that right?
Yes.
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 I'm trying to get the last name pronunciation a little bit better. And Edith is a council member for the city of Mount Vernon and doing unbelievable work there. And
My second term.
I know, it is your
but
second term.
It's going to be ended pretty soon.
Yeah.
The end of December is my last month as an elected official.
I'm already mourning that, just to
Yeah.
let you know. Already mourning that. So the few times where I have been before the city council at Mount Vernon, it's been nice to have your smiling face there. And doing all the advocacy work that you've been doing. And as an immigrant to the U.S. yourself, you have your own story, but you also have all the stories that you are hearing from different migrants who are in Skagit County, and your heart to be a resource for them and to make sure that things are easier for them. And so we are really grateful that you're here tonight to speak from your heart and your experience and your wealth of knowledge. And so we are grateful. And there will be a time at the end for some Q&A. So if questions come up while Edith is talking, kind of keep those in mind, and we'll have some Q&A at the end.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over. You know, like the Pastor Cherry said, I am an immigrant. I came to the United States from Honduras. We immigrate, my husband and my daughter, in 1994. Then we came like not as a normal other people come to the United States. We came with legal visa. Then is what the people want to hear and see. They said we are pro-immigrant, but come to the United States in the right way. In the right way for many, or for all the people, see immigrants as a different, as a strangers in the United States. They don't get it. And English is my second language. I don't have to say it, probably you just heard me. Then, and I just wrote something down because English is not my language. I always try to speak for my inside of me and for my experience, but talking for an Anglo population like for this church that's why I wrote something down for me. Good evening, I'm gonna do it formally. Good evening, and thank you for welcoming me into this space. That is your space. And of course, this is a space of compassion and justice. When Pastor Cherry invited me, and I know it's a Lutheran church, because I have been attending for many years to Lutheran church. I grew up Catholic. Then when I was looking for a different church to go, living Catholic church, I saw a lot of similitude in the Lutherans. Then when I joined Lutherans, because I was attending in Bellingham and here regularly in El Camino, in the Hispanic mission, then I saw very similar what we do in the Catholic faith and what we do for others. And what is the meaning of the, not the religion, is the meaning of the get together. Because a church, for me, is not a building. Church is a group of people get together to do what we have to do for others. Because what is the meaning for us to come into the world, and if we do nothing? If we don't come to this world to serve, we are not good for nothing. There is a saying in Spanish, I don't know how to say it in English, it said, si tú no vienes a servir, no sirves para vivir. Something like that, I don't know. Then, probably see, I was going to read everything, but I'm talking, from my own experience. Anyway, when people say why people don't come to the United States legally, it is something like we need to start from the beginning, from the zero, educate people what that means to come to the United States legally. I work with families, I work with migrant families. My job has been in the field for many years. I've been working with pregnant women. I've been working with the human resources from 0 to 100 because I'm a caregiver too. I've been working with all ages. Then I have here some co-workers. I have Karen Terenzi. One of my first jobs I did in community was with CIMAR in maternity support services. I used to visit with her, and I have too much to say thank you to Karen and other colleagues. They taught me how it is to have social services in the United States, because it's different than in our countries, because we don't have too much resources to provide services. But here is the richest country in the world. Then it's been, when I met Corinne, it was 2001, I think, when I was studying in CIMAR. It's been a long time. Then it's living with people, working with people. It's like living with them, because it's our daily basics when we do home visits. Then we do not understand, I do not understand, when people ask me, why don't you take your families to get a legal social security number and they can work legally? Just take them to Social Security office. People know nothing. They don't know how hard it is to have that number. And people don't know how you have to do to immigrate to the United States. Then this session here is reflection of immigrant rights in Skagit County. Immigrant rights is a right, is a human right. Immigration is a human right. You can go wherever you want. It's everybody, all of us. We have the right to go wherever we want. If we don't have a job here, I can move to Bellingham, I can go Linden, I can go California. I'm an immigrant. I'm a migrant because I have to move looking for a job. Who was the first immigrant we have in this story, Before Jesus, we have so many celebrities, I would say celebrities in the Bible. They move all over, looking for a place, looking for where to live, looking for a better opportunities. And that's what we are here in the United States for. Then, I am not here tonight just as a speaker. I would like to be here as a witness for what I have seen and for what I have a pain and resilience, not just for me. Because when I say I came here I didn't know I was a privileged person. Never knew that. I did not even know the meaning of the privilege word. Then working with families and see them how they've been treated as not humans just because they don't stand a legal document to work, because that's why the people come here, just to work. They don't come here to live for social services or living for the government. It's not true. People have been asking me, what do they do for them then? If you see they don't come here for social service, and I said, they just come for work. That's the only reason they come. What I have learned from the families, when they cross the border with the children, they don't come here thinking, I'm gonna go to the United States because I'm gonna live there forever. I'm gonna stay there forever. And I'm gonna marry. No, they come with the whole family because they just have one whole vision and goal, and it's work. When they get here, they know it is against the law when they go to work in the fields or wherever, taking the children. When we as workers in the community, providing services and information and resources, we explain them. It's against the law for you take your children and work with them in the fields. They have to go to school. Otherwise, you're going to be in problems. And we as workers, as home visitors, we do all the kind of things. That's how we become a family with them. And we walk with them hand by hand, just to try and to put them in the right path. What do they need to survive in this country for them and for the children? Then, once the children go to school, they don't speak any English at all. They go zero English. But when they learn English, they become another kid, another American kid. Sometimes they don't want to speak Spanish or Mixteco anymore because they don't want to be labeled as a migrant kid in school. And they become just speaking English. And they begin to feel in love with the culture, with the food, with brands, with the music, with social media, with devices. We see now kids, they have an iPhone. They have an iPhone, they have everything in there, and they become another kid in the United States. It's when they start to say, oh, I need to study because I want a better life for my parents. I want to do better than my parents. I don't want to work in the dirt because I think I deserve to do better for my parents. It's when the parents start and say, this is a place that I would like to live, because they become a citizen of the world. All of us are citizens of the world, are we? It's men who divides the countries. If we could see somebody, stranger who comes from another country, and just see them as we are, and just see them like another citizen in the world, we wouldn't have these divisions between us. We should see each other like you're my brother, you're my neighbor, you are my friend, you are my colleague, you are my support, you are my partner in what I'm doing. And when we find that kind of feelings and those things is when we start to do changes in ourselves. I've been working so hard in this community, looking for changes. I am not able to do any changes. And my last bus, and I think it's going to be my last one because I refuse to have another one. and the way he treated me. He gave me trust. He trusts everything I was doing it. He gave me flexibility in my schedule and what I was doing, and he gave me autonomy. When you find a boss working, when you have a boss and you work in collaboration, and you see those three things, flexibility, trust, and autonomy, believe me, you do your job. You don't have to do reports every week for your boss, and your boss never is going to ask you, what did you do last week? Where are you going now? Where are you coming from? Because he knows you are doing your job. When I have my boss trust on me, of course I want to do my best. I don't want to fail him. I don't want he can see I'm a failure. I don't want to see I am somebody who's sneaking, doing what I'm not supposed to do. I want to work an extra mile because there is somebody who's looking what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. When he's not, I'm sorry I didn't say I was working at the school district as a home visitor for the Migrant Program Education for 15 years. And this man I'm talking about, he's Don Berard. I hope he can, I don't know if he's going to know this, I'm saying his name, but he's the one who taught me my job as in immigration. But before him, I had many people who was my supporters and my tutors who gave me tuition. I've been working with social workers, with nurses, with people they know a lot, and I just try to be humble and learn from them. And that's why I think I know what I'm doing when I do my job, and it's because of them. Because I always have great people behind me. I don't do my job alone. It's not just me. It's because I have a good people around me, and they help me, and they protect me, and they support me for doing what I'm doing. Going back to the community again. Since I started working for the migrant families, I have seen them, how hard they work. They move around since they cross the border, since they don't know what kind of life is waiting for them here. And all of us know how hard the job they do is. Because when they go into the fields, it doesn't matter what kind of weather they have to work in. Snowing, windy, raining, heat in summer. Many times when we start the strawberry season, and they start 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, and at 10 in the morning they go home, because when the sun gets so hot, they cannot pick the fruit, and they go home and come back 6:30 in the afternoon, and they work until 9. And after, when that season is ended, they have to start the blueberry season. It's the longest crop that we have, is the blueberry. And they move around because the fields are big fields for them to work in the blueberry. And that's the best season for them, because they earn a lot of more money because they get good pay, and the fruit is easy to pick. Believe it or not, these people, when they are an expert. If one of us go picking fruit, we are not going to do the same job they do. It has to have science how they have to pick up the fruit. I've been in the fields with them and asked them, teach me how you pick up this fruit. And believe me, probably I can pick up a little box in maybe half an hour. They pick up boxes, a lot of boxes. And after the season is over, they go to blackberry. Hard season for them because it has a lot of spines, thorns, exactly. When I go in the evenings to do a home visit for them and do paperwork for them, it is, believe me, it's so touchy to see them, how they have the fingers here, with blood. Because they cannot use gloves to pick in the fruit because the fruit get damaged. It has to be with your fingers. That's how you have to do it. And after the season is over, they have to go for pruning the blackberry. It's another hard season. Anyway, when all the fruits, all the berries is over, all the berry season is over, what do you think they do? They have to go harbor. They have to go Cubion. They have to go Anacortes, digging oysters. Digging oysters. You know how hard it is? And they go in the morning, early in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, when the wave is strong, and come and bring them to the beaches. And they have to dig with the hands into the sand. That is what they do. If they don't get a job, they get a job in the meat factory. You know how it is to be in those, they have to cut all those big pieces of meat. They stand up, they are on their feet for 10, 12, and sometimes 14 hours, cutting meat, seeing the blood running, you know, wearing those rain boots and special clothes. Who wants to do that kind of job? I don't see that. I don't see it. Anybody? Just the people who come from the other countries that they do it, because they know they come here for a hard job, for hard labor. Then, when we see them, the season is over again, looking for another job. They have to go for egg farm in the chicken. I don't know if you are familiar with the Draper Valley, and that's a little different. They don't hire people with no legal documents. People, they have to have documents. Why? Because that is a union job. You have to join the union to be with them. And mostly these people from Filipinas, from the Marshall Island, from Ukraine, from other countries. People come to the United States with a refugee visa. When they come to the United States as refugees, maybe 30 days, at the most 3 months, is when they wait for have a work visa, is when they have that, they can go work there. But it's a hard job too. 12 hours shift every day, cutting heads to the chicken. Can you imagine? I'm gonna tell you a little joke, you know, when we came here, my husband didn't have a job. Then he was looking for a job. And one day, and he was so happy in the morning, and he was so excited. He said, I got a job. And I said, oh, really? Where are you going to work? And he said, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, okay, it's okay. It's a job. Just go ahead. And he left. Next day, he didn't get up. And I said, hey, you're not going to work today? He said, no, I'm not going to work today. And I said, what happened with your job? And he said, oh, it's a hard work. Where did you go? And he told me, Draper Valley. And I said, really? You went to Draper Valley? And he said, yes. And it's a very painful, experience, because he explained me. I never been inside. I have been there just looking for families, for doing paperwork for them, but I never been in the installation. I never been in, because they don't let you in. And he told me the chickens go around, and you have to go with the knife. That's what they do. And he said it's very sad experience when you do things like that. It took him a while for him to eat chicken again. He didn't want to eat chicken. That's why many people become vegan. When they see things like that, they don't want to eat animals, you know, and because of the chicken. And the other thing we know, you know, probably all of you know, then the chicken we eat, we get it in the store, they are just 3 or 4 weeks old, and they are ready to eat. That's why when you fry your chicken or you cook it, it's 10 minutes, and the chicken is already cooked, because they are babies. They grow up with hormones. They are full of hormones. That's the kind of food we eat here, you know. I don't want to get in trouble, because I can probably, you know, now it's difficult. Okay, anyway, going back for what I'm here to talk is talking about the rights. At this moment, and after 8 years I was officially elected. Then when I signed up for that position and being in the council table for the Mount Vernon City, I thought, oh, this is my chance. I'm going to do a lot of changes. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, no, it's not true. It's not true. The knowledge I do have now, I would say probably even those big celebrities are in Washington, D.C. or in Olympia, and they've been there for 16, 20 years. Do you think they know what they're doing? They don't. They don't. They just know how to vote. They just say, I do. I do. Or pass, but they don't know what they are doing. Because for us, for anybody to be in this position, you have to work with people. You have to be to somebody, because now they want the vote. They need the vote. And it's true, you know, I encourage people, give voice to your vote, because it's a privilege to vote. And it's good for us to vote and choose your authorities. If we don't vote, somebody else is going to do it. Somebody else. But people get tired too. When people vote for years and years looking to have something in there for the good of the community, for the good of the people, and people say, why do I have to vote for? Look what happened. Look what we're going through, you know. At this moment, I don't know if you know, the food stamps for families is going to be ended in the October 31st. In November, nobody's going to have a food stamp. And food stamp is not bad to apply for, because it's not for the families, it's for the children. It's a benefit, it's a federal benefit for those children. They were born in the United States. I don't see anything bad in that. Why? Why? It's not, you know? But when the people say, doesn't the people come here just to live in the benefits? It's not true, because just those kids that were born in the United States, they are able to apply for those benefits. After that, nobody does. Then they said, why they don't apply for a legal visa? It's not easy to have a legal visa. It's not easy. You have to have a sponsor. You have to be married with somebody from American citizen, or you have to, maybe your job or your work, they have apply for a special work visa for you, and later then, but it's a long process. It's not something is going to be fixed at the same, in the same year. No, there is people here living for 30, 40 years and never have a legal permission to work. They have been working here for many, many years. Do you know how many years these people been paying taxes? They pay taxes exactly like one of us do it. They pay for Social Security. They pay for taxes for Medicare. They pay taxes for FMLA if you got sick. And they never get sick, and they never apply for those benefits. Then where the money for Social Security goes, where it goes, these people never going to see that for the money. We have a hope. I have a hope. When I retire fully, I will get my Social Security. I don't know how much, but I still have, you know, I'm dreaming having a little bit for I've been working for, you know. Sometimes, you know, when I do not regret to be here, because many times probably sounds like that, being regret to be immigrant and come to the United States, and it's not that, because it's not for the people. I know beautiful people, and I've been accepted, and I have been having great friends, and I've been part of this community, or whatever community I join. What I claim, what I am regret is coming and see the system. That's what makes me feel sad, because I am a citizen, but it's because I choose to become a citizen. when I came to the United States, I saw this is the promised land for those vulnerables. They looking for a better life. I don't see anything criminal act because you're looking for a better life to live. If you work decently, if you do your best, and you pay your taxes, you live like a other citizen. That's what I'm saying. I never felt like I was American citizen. I felt like I was the world citizen. And when I ran for an office, I thought that's the message I was going to bring to the community. And I've been talking like that. But who listened to that? You know, it's not. Then my boss, like I said again, he told me, the only change you can do in the world is change yourself. Do your best every day, and you go home and feel content for what you have done and for your accomplishment you did that day, and live day by day. And when I think about that, that's the lecture Jesus gives us. Jesus teaches us our daily bread. Why he taught us the daily bread? Because he wants for us to pray, give me today my daily bread. If I ask for a bread for a week, I will forget to ask him tomorrow, give me my bread, what I need. And that's what he likes for us to live, day by day. Don't think about tomorrow. And that's the only way we can do good for others, is living day by day. Do your best, give your best, be with them, be empathetic, and be compassionate, and treat everybody equal, because nobody on God's eyes is better than others. All of us are the same. The same value, somebody from Asia, somebody from Russia, somebody who's indigenous, from somebody like from my Latin America, from the United States. We are the same. Under the skin, we have blood, we have gases, we have bad thoughts, we snore when we sleep, we want to eat when we are hungry, and we want to rest when we are tired. Then we are the same. Why we have to see others different than me? Then, and that my message is that, and I would like to say thank you all of you, because this is, I didn't read my scripture anyway, but I'm gonna say, thank you, because we work with people like people in Lutheran Church. This is to see how you are, you care for others, and how you are thinking for the, you care for the atmosphere we are living at this moment. That means a lot. For you, for all of you, being standing up by us and walking with us and showing in those protests and just saying, being a voice for us, that means a lot. I would like to tell you why I did not come back to the church. It's not because I don't want it. It's not because I disappointed, no, not at all, nothing like that. But I would like to share with you what happened to me in the pandemic time. After the pandemic, I did not come back to the church. And I made a commitment between God and I. And I told him, please forgive me, but I'm not going to visit any building from now on. Because I saw a lot of churches on the street during the pandemic. And the churches in the street, it was people. People didn't know. There was people that dying, or people that didn't have a job, people that didn't have a present for the first Christmas we had in 2020. And just to come to those houses and bring a little bags for those kids and see the kids looking for the window, and it was like a big hope just for somebody come in my house and knock the door and leave something at the door. It was a huge experience for me. Then I just felt that way, and I said, my mission is on the streets. My mission is with people. My mission is being just with them. And I don't want to give you so many examples. And I know he hurt me. And he knows where I am at. And where I am at is because he wants me to be there. Because he does his job with me. When I work with families, they don't have a little voucher for rent, you know, sleeping on the street or something. I don't know, but he works. He makes things happen for me to help this family. Then churches are being so generous. You know, I've been visiting them and I said I need to request this donation for families, you know, and even if I don't come every Sunday or something, people are very generous, and that's what I see. God is working, and he knows his children, and he knows what you want to do. I don't want to pretend to be a saint. I don't want to pretend to be somebody who does just the good. No, I just explain, sharing my experiences and how God works with the desires on your heart, and we are honest, and you are transparent with him and letting him know how do you feel and what you want to do. Then I just told him, give me a sign. If it's not okay for me to do that, then do something. But he never did anything wrong, nothing different. And I said, oh, okay, you want me on the streets. You want me to visit families, and you know what I need to do. And that has been doing it. Since 2020, and I know many churches, they were closed, you know, because people didn't go. And I said, okay, this is a good sign for me, not to come back to church. But probably, I don't know, maybe someday I change my mind when I don't have too much work to do in the street with families. Probably I will come back to join the people and my colleagues and my brothers and sisters in the churches, because we know that's what we are here for. And I would like to say thank you for all you do. Thank you for having me over. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you about the families. And I'm going to tell you once again, for me, it's an honor to work with those vulnerable, undocumented families, because they do things other people don't do. And they are just here just to survive and have the good opportunity to feel a human. Because probably they are running from places, they are being in women in domestic violence, people are being hiding from delinquency. I think you got it right. and that's the only reason people come here. And United States always has been a big country, huge country, generous, you know, giving the opportunity and treat us, all of us, with dignity, with freedom and liberty. At this moment, at this time, we don't know where we are living in, because I feel safe here in this place and talk what I'm talking. But I'm gonna tell you, I was very spoken before, but since the new administration, since January this year, I try to not to, because I feel targeted too. I feel like I'm not safe. I feel like I am one of them, and I don't know. Anything can happen to me. Anything can happen to my family. Anything can happen to, you know. And I work for Community Action at this moment, and we are trying to see families come to the office better when they need a help for paperwork, because we want to protect them. We don't want to expose them. Somebody can follow me, you know, to see where I'm going to visit the family, then that's why they are been decreasing the home visits. I just do a home visit just extremely case. If the mother doesn't have a right, and the mother just have a baby and then she needs a pump, then I have to go. Or this mother has children and she cannot go to the store, and I can go to do groceries for her and bring her over. But just quickly, leave her at the door and leave, because you don't know. Then that's the way we live, and it's very sad. I never see things like that before. In how many years? 1994? Then now it's been 30 years, 32 years, right? I've been seeing a lot of administration, and I never see things like that. And like I said, when people ask me what is your best example or your experiences taken with you on your elected official campaign or what you have done. Then when I'm gonna say to meet more people, good people, who had vision in me, thinking, oh, this little woman, maybe she can do something different. And many people probably thought that way, and I tried. I want to tell you, I did my best. I tried to do my best, and I tried to do changes, but it was not what I was dreaming, but we did something. Now we have the library in Mount Vernon. We are part of that big project. The mayor at the time, Jill Boudreau, she took me to Washington, D.C. to talk to legislators. And you know what I talked to them about? About families on the fields. And I told them, I talked to 3 of them, and I said, we deserve to have a decent library. You know why? Because schools we have in Mount Vernon, the numbers are Hispanic children. Every family sends 2, 3, and 4 children. And that's the future. And that's our legacy for them, and have a good and decent library. And we made it. And I feel proud of that. If you have any questions or something you want to share with me, and you want to have you're free to ask me. Yes.
One of the concerns that I've had when I drive by the fields is when I see the workers out there and also see the chemicals that are put out there. And my question is, what is, the health? I'm thinking of, just curious of cancer and health, and
Yeah.
how is that?
Yeah. Yes, we do not, even when we said we have many resources and funds for families and social services and everything, we don't have a medical insurance. We have the only people can apply for medical insurance is just children. It doesn't matter if they were born here. So far, I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow or in November, I don't know. But so far, any children or any human younger than 18 can apply for a medical insurance and has it. But people like you see in the fields, many people, they go to work sick because they don't want to miss a job and they don't want to go to see the doctor because it's really expensive to go to see a doctor. CMAR see them and CMAR charge them according to the income. But if they have to go to the hospital and they have a procedure or surgery or something, and they have a bill we have family, they've been having a bill for $40,000, $50,000 for 2 nights they've been in the hospital. But the hospital has a charity fund. I think every hospital, they have those programs, and that's what we do also. We apply for those to help them to pay those bills. And it's kind of sad to see them do not have the opportunity like for us working for an organization and they give us a medical insurance. And that is something everybody knows, I think this is the only country in the whole world, do not have medical insurance for the citizens. United States is the only country in the whole planet do not have free insurance for citizens. I was going to talk a little bit about the elderly because I am a caregiver. And that is something also is very sad to see. When I've been able, working with older elderly, it is so sad to see somebody who's been working in the United States for all life with children, working hard, paying taxes, being a native, born in the United States, and this person do not have a decent life. Living just for a social $800 in Social Security, they can have they have Medicare, Medicare and food stamps and maybe a low-income apartment, But it's sad to see somebody who was energetic, giving all the life to the country, and the country doesn't take care for these people, my own people. Then that's the conception I get. You know, I said, if they don't care about their own, how are they going to care about me? They just need my lungs to work hard, but that's it, you know. Then I don't want to get too disappointed because this is, you know, you were born here, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't say things like that. Sorry, you know, yeah. But how we can take this? How we can change it? For all of us, it's just being ourselves, supporting each other, and helping ourselves each other, because system is not going to help us. Just do your best every day. Yes.
And yet, I was honored to rally alongside of you with your flag that you got when you became a citizen, because I believe that the majority of people born in this country
Yeah.
not pass that citizenship test that you passed.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm curious, what was it? What was it that made you and your husband decide to leave the country of your birth to begin with, and what was that?
Yeah.
What was that journey like?
When in the 70s, it was easy to immigrate from Honduras. I am from Honduras, and Alexis is my husband. His mother came to Miami for a short period, I think, just to earn some money and come back. But she never did. She never came back to Honduras. Then she became a resident, and later she became a citizen. Then she asked her three children, and my husband was the oldest. And he was the only one who wanted to immigrate. He did first than me. He came here in 1983, and I stayed in Honduras. Then I was not planning to come, but he was living in Florida. Then in 1993, I think, Skagit Valley Casino, it was Harrah's Casino. They started and they started to administrate the casino for the natives. Then they were recruiting people from the whole country, and he applied and he was accepted. And he said, oh, I would like to go somewhere and see what the life is. And he came. Then he called me and he said, I'm going to live in Washington State. Would you like to come and bring our daughter? Because we had a daughter when she was born in Honduras. And I said, no, I was okay in Honduras because I had my life, my family. But anyway, he told me, come and just try and see if you don't like it, you come back. That's how I came. For the daughter, be with the father. When we came with papers. You know, we came in through immigration and just got everything, you know, and when you come here, they give you a visa for 2 years. And I said, okay, I'm going to stay 2 years. And after that, I will come back. And I never did. I'm still here, you know. But I was going to tell you then, I have a daughter, Alejandra, you know. She's my pride, you know. I'm so proud of her and what she's been doing it. And she has a son, Enzo. When I was on my way here, and I told him what I was going to come for, and he said, I think his mother, because his mother teach him everything, you know. He said, aboga por los niños. It means advocate for the children. And I said, yes, honey, yes. That's what I'm gonna do, because children are the future. Children are our essence. And I was so proud, you know. He listened to his mom, and that's what he told me, aboga por los niños. And it was so beautiful, you know. And I said, okay, I'm gonna share that, you know. And I'm glad I did not forget to tell you, you know. And, when you grew up in a country, it's not your country, then you change a lot of things, your behavior, the way how you think and how you speak, and because it's different, But I would like to say, all of you, then probably I am a different person now, not just because of the people living around me, that also for a daughter I do have. Then she's been expanding me, my knowledge and my vision. It's because of her, is what I see. Then she's just 35 years old, but she looks like a 60. She has so much knowledge, and that's a great thing. Probably if I stay in home, because one day I told her I'm still asking myself if I did the right decision to come to the United States, and she said, yes, you did, because otherwise you wouldn't be the person you are now. And I am sure. I'm sure she's wise, and I'm pretty sure she's correct when she tells me then I am a different person, because I can see my optic is different. And when I told you before, I said I never thought I was a privileged person. Oh my gosh, I have so much privilege, and I never thought I had privilege. When I come home after work, and I just see I have a safe roof above me, I have a heater, I have running water, I have a safe neighborhood, that is a privilege. I don't sleep on the street. I have a driver's license. I do have a social security number. It's another privilege. Then when with my families, sometimes they ask me, how did I come here? And of course I don't tell them how. Because how? Like a bragging? I came with documents, and I said, it's a long story. Maybe one day I will tell you how I came here. Because it's like us looking the way how to talk to others with empathy and compassion. Because I don't want to be bragging, I never was undocumented. No, this is not the point. That is not. It's like I said, walk with the people, with the heart, and say, I'm here for you to hold my hand. If you need it, my phone every day, is ring. And you know what? I always answer my phone calls, even when I see somebody from a family, because if I don't answer the phone, I don't know if she's going to have another chance to call me. Maybe she's calling me on her break. Maybe that's the only moment she can call. And probably I am the only person who's going to answer the phone. Do you know how many people call and nobody answers? Right now we're living in the machines era. You're talking to the machine. I get so frustrated when I have to call to the bank because they charge me something I didn't use, and sometimes I just hang up because it gets me irritated. Just when they send you to another machine. Isn't it horrible? Or when you go to the store and you have two people in the cashier, as a cashier, and they have so many self-checkout. Then when 2 times I've been at a Safeway buying maybe 2-3 items, and when I said there is nobody in the cashier, come in here, and I said, no, I don't use the machine. And they said, no, I will help you. And I said, no, I do not want to use the machine. I want somebody to attend me in the cashier. And they said, oh, we don't have, okay, then I leave it here and I leave. I refuse absolutely use the self-checkout, because as much as we use it, we are giving them the information we don't need human resources. We need more machines. And we are walking forward to have more machines. Yeah? Then, something else? Buenas. Yeah.
Hi. One of the things that prevents me from connecting with and helping my neighbors is a language barrier. I know customer service Spanish. I don't know a lot of it. So how would you suggest that communities can effectively lift people's spirits during this regime despite that barrier, whether that be a Spanish phrase expressing solidarity or some other action that, or multiple actions that we can take on a regular basis. Are there specific patterns of behavior that we should lean into?
Yes, when I have things like that and I see when because many people tell me stories like that, and I said, you know, probably sometimes it's harder it's a double effort, you know. If I have to talk to somebody in the bank, I'd rather to go to the bank. It's easier because Spanish is my first language, English my second language. Then it's easier for me to speak to somebody face by face, because what I do not can say with words, my body language is going to help me to do my message. Then I try to, I always tell clients or families, and I said, it's better if you go. Sometimes they don't want to go because they feel afraid to talk to somebody, and I said, you need to be not afraid. People know you don't speak English. Then they will find, just try to say, I do not speak the language. Would you please find somebody to help me because I need help? And just try to be, but go there, not on the phone, because on phone is hard. But now there is many programs, you know, the phone people, they have translators or I don't know, many apps on the phone. I don't help them with that because I am not that good in technology, you know. I just know answer the phone and make phone calls, send texts and receiving texts, that's it. But it is hard and it's intimidated and it's a lot of barriers, you know. And sometimes parents take the children, but children, they are not afraid to speak, but and sometimes with the parents say, he can be my translator, my interpreter, but it's not true, no. It's to be in being interpreter is a skill you have to develop to be. It doesn't matter if you speak the language, but sometimes you don't get the conception. Then it's a little confused when they go to the doctor, for example, you know. And right now they don't have a real interpreters, like a physical interpreter. Now they have it by machine, on Zoom. They put somebody on the screen, on the phone. And sometimes many people leave from the doctor knowing nothing because they did not understand what the doctor said through the interpreter. And the only thing I can tell them is go yourself and talk to the people slow and say you need help because that's not your language, English is not your language. And many times we find kind people, then they look for the tools to help the person. You've been in the with the post office, and maybe you have a lot that's experience when the people do not speak English, right? And but I know you are very kind and you help a lot of people there. Yeah.
I don't work there anymore.
I know. We miss you there. We need you there.
The more expressiveness in the nonverbal community, yes, that did help.
Yes, it helps a lot. Yeah. But that's my experience. You know, I always go myself and talk to the person. I never make a phone call, just in case if it's in another state, you know. But it is hard. It is hard. Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, we are grateful. We are grateful for your time with us and for sharing stories, both of your own history and the stories that you know of folks who have migrated here to help us eat and serve in ways that I don't think we could ever imagine. And so thank you for sharing us some stories and for encouraging us to know a little bit more about what folks are going through who have come here to just make some money, to be able to feed their families, and the uphill battle that we have to advocate and to support the human rights and to recognize our oneness with everybody with everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we all need to shampoo and eat and put diapers on our babies and all of that. So, thank you. There is, as you're heading out tonight, there's a collection plate with a little piece of paper in that says donations for Iris. So if you would like to contribute and say thank you monetarily to Iris for being with us tonight, we would love that. And again, next Sunday night, not this Sunday night, but next Sunday night will be the conclusion with Dr. James Allison. It'll be 7 o'clock here it's our All Saints Day, so November 2nd. All Saints Day, actually the worship service that Sunday is bilingual. We'll be worshiping alongside the Spanish-speaking congregation here, El Camino de Emmaus, and the Spanish-speaking congregation at First United Methodist. So there'll be 3 congregations worshiping together for All Saints Day, which feels really appropriate. We're
Okay.
all saints together. And
Okay.
if we could just give Iris a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Then, before I leave, I just want to read my last 2 pages I wrote for you guys. What we can do to do better, what we can do to get engaged with the community and with those vulnerables, with those they need our help, with those they need to work with us, is what we can do is we can support local organizations that provide legal aid, housing, and emergency assistance. We can hold our elected officials accountable and demand humane immigration policies. We can call to Olympia and tell them, please, we need being heard here because we need immigration reform. That's what we need. We need also, and most importantly, we can continue to show up in solidarity, in faith and love. What we need is faith and love. 2 things very important in humans: believe and have love for others. And the most importantly is we need you to listen, not just to our pain, but to our dreams. Because we are not just pain, we also have dreams. Because we are not just survivors, we are builders, creators, and contributors to the country and the future and for the world. To the members of this church, thank you for being part of that future. Your presence here today is a powerful act in solidarity, and your willingness to hear our stories is a step toward healing. Because when you hurt us, we heal inside for what we've been in pain for, and pain. Let us walk together, not just in sympathy, but in action. Because justice is not a feeling, it's a choice. Let us walk together, not just in words, but in action, because every family deserves safety, every worker deserves dignity, and every human being deserves to be seen. Please see me as a human I am. Don't see me as a number that can bring just hard work done. See me as a human. See me as a woman. See me as a mother. See me as somebody who speaks in good for the others. And your willingness to listen, truly listen, is a powerful act of justice. To the members of this church, thank you for being part of the solution. And all of you are part of the solution we are looking for. Thank you. Did I take the time? Yeah. Yes.
I let you know that Mary Nolte is really sad to not be here. She's out of state right now. But she was Iris' daughter's first teacher in the United States, correct? Do you have any little anecdote that you could say when she's not here?
Oh, say a story about her? Oh, I have so many stories about her. Oh my gosh, When I talk and I say, when she talks about the generation and everything, and she said, oh gosh, I think this world is going to be better when all the boomers are gone. And I said, what? Yeah, people like you, like me, I'm a boomer. Hey, yeah, what, you think you're millennial? You think I'm a millennial? And later she said, no, Mom, don't take it that way. Boomers are the builders of this country. Boomers, we have so much to learn from them and listen to them. We need to be very empathetic with them because many of them, they are veterans. They've been, blah, blah, blah. And she said, that's as we have to be here in this world poor. My daughter, she went to UW because she wanted to be a doctor. She said she was going to be in medicine school. She went to UW and she took all the credits to go into medicine school. But before she applied for medical school, one of his teachers, she said, in college you have to say professor. They are not teachers, professors. Anyway, one of the professors told her, you better take a liberal class before you go into medicine because you're not going to have any chance to see other things, just science. Then she chose sociology. While she was in sociology, there was an opportunity to go to study abroad in India, in Africa, in South Africa. Then she took the chance and she went there for 2 quarters. Then she came back and she changed her major from biology to sociology. Then when she graduates in sociology, then she was one of the top students in sociology program. Then when she did the speech, she said, I am so thankful for sociology because sociology saved my life. Because I'm not going to be in the career, it's not for me. Then she found out medicine was not for her because she wanted to be in the world doing something different. And she said, I know being a doctor is not for everybody. It's not going to be in the way I want it to be. Then she graduated in sociology and she took a minor in women's studies in gender, I don't know, what is it? Yeah. Then, and after that, she moved to California because she wanted to go into law school. And she went there. And when she got there, she has to wait for 1 year to be a resident and apply for loans because she wanted to be in law school. Then she got accepted too, but pandemic came. Then they wanted for her to be in Zoom classes, and she said, no, I don't want to do that. It's a lot of money just to spend and to be in Zoom classes. Then during the pandemic, then she started to work for families, for elderlies, and buying food and delivery and everything. And one day she was driving for a school, by the school, and they saw they needed somebody to work with students, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. It was Girls and Girls Club program after school, and it was during the pandemic. With everybody was wearing gloves and masks and everything. And she got that job working with those kids. And again, she said, Boys and Girls Club saved her life. Because now what she wants to do is work with children from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And she's taking his master for working for vulnerables in communities in Los Angeles County, because she said, if I want to do something in life, I need to start with those ages. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade is when those kids, they don't know what they are. They don't know if they are children. They don't know if they are teenagers. They don't know nothing. They are in the between. And nobody wants to work with them because they are, difficult. And she said it's her best job she ever had. Then now she's in there. And I think that is make her a good mama because she's, oh my God, what she's doing with that little boy is amazing. He's not 3 yet, and he's already reading, he reads, he says his age. He said, I am 2 years and 10 months. That's what he said. Yeah, and but she's a great woman, you know, a very, very great human being because she cares for others. But I think also she was working with children, you know. Then she was a babysitter since she was 10 years old. And I think she found what she came from, you know, being with children. She wants to be with children, yeah. And I think she found her path. And that's a good thing, you know, because when we see many professionals, many times, many of them, they go for the career that is not their passion. When you go places and you see people, they don't want to even talk to you, and you see them frustrated, it's because they are in the wrong place. They are in the wrong career and they're in the wrong field. Then it's not easy to find your own passion to do in the world. Then I am glad for her. It took her a while, but she found it. And that's a good thing, I like it, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.